Happy Monday, everybody. So tonight's video is really going to be a quick one. No more rambling because I ain't got nothing to talk about tonight. I haven't really been too busy on the model railroad, but I've done a couple of things, mostly housekeeping, but I did a couple of things that were significant I'm going to share with you. And also, I built a local that's going to work Blackhawk Iron Foundry, and I'll show you the makeup of that, and I'll tell you how it's going to go in. I'll make a video on me actually operating and working that industry later on this week. So what you're looking at in front of you is the tower on the left, that the old Bachmann tower that I've been working on over the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks here and there. Haven't really done a lot to it, but I'm ready to glue it together. I'm still trying to, I don't look right. Still want to put a floor in and maybe a couple of lights. I'm still trying to decide. I was kind of busy this week, so I didn't do a whole lot with it, but I'm thinking about it, which is important. Now, compare the size of that Bachmann switch tower on the left to the Walthers, Pennsylvania Railroad tower that's prototypically correct. Huge difference, huge difference. I never thought there was much of a difference, but I mean, when looking at them, you know, not together, I never thought anything about it, but just a couple minutes ago, I looked over and I said, man, these things are so different in size. You know, it's crazy, but just thought I'd throw that out there and highlight to you that, you know, some towers, I guess not all towers are built the same, and probably most kits aren't. I've noticed some other buildings that I picked up at sales here and there look really small. They're supposed to be HO scale, but they look really small. So the plan is with any building that is not, I guess, visually appealing, that looks HO scale, if it looks small to me, I'm gonna put it in the background someplace and use it for like a force perception, something like that. So that's that. Oh, so if you're taking shots when I say so, that's 3 right there. So 4, get them. Now this interchange yard here has been a blessing and a curse at the same time. Let me explain why. So the main line, there's another another one. This main line here, and then there's a track back here behind the trees. Used to be part of a loop. So there's another one. My God, I'm horrible tonight. The polarity was different because it was running in a loop. Therefore, my yard was not functional because I had the tracks cut. I could work it from the main line close to you, but I couldn't work it from the other main line unless I hung on the cars. And how did I do that? I kept it painted. So that way there was not going to be any accidents of running a locomotive through and shorting out my decoder or causing my engine to burn up, because I've had some smoke. And so I just cleaned the paint off. Now that the polarity is the same, it works real well. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm working on the local that works Blackhawk Industries. Well, it works out of this interchange yard, builds the train on the main line back there where you can see the signal, and then goes around and works Blackhawk Industries. I'll show you Blackhawk Industries real quick. I've talked about this industry a few times. It's a couple of old European breweries put together with some industrial backdrops, but it's working for me. I've got a track next to the wall on the other side of the silver pipe. It holds 5 40-foot gondola cars. The track in the middle where the little blue crane is holds 2 box cars. And then the track just on the other side of those tan-looking silos, that's the coal track. And that track holds the coal that runs the powerhouse, and that's the powerhouse right there in the middle of the screen. The tan cylinders are just some 1 1/4 inch PVC pipe that I painted a color called Fossil because I think it looks like concrete. And then when you throw some weathering on there, it looks pretty good. The track in the middle, I don't have a name for that, but that's where the box cars go. And then of course gonds go on the other side, or flats go on the other side. So I'll show you how I work it, because since I have number 4 switches, you got to hang on the cars when you do. You can't just shove in there with a motor, because my rule is no engines go through number 4 switches. So here's the local. It is powered today by my custom Allegheny Midland RS3s I've been working on. But as you see, I got 5 coal hoppers on the rear of the train because those are the first cars to get spotted on track number 3. Then you have the 2 box cars that go over to where that blue crane is, and I got 6 gondola cars there, and that'll allow me to push in 5 and then hang on to 1 to come back out through that switch. And it's a real simple job that doesn't take long, but you have to make your operations slow down. You have to force it. Every time you couple up, wait a minute or 2 minutes. I mean, literally have a stopwatch, because you have to factor in the conductor or the fireman, depending on your era, or the rear end conductor and brakeman. They got to walk and tie cars down, or knock off brakes, or lace hoses, or disconnect hoses, bleed air. There's a lot of work that gets done when you're switching the industry. And you have to allow for that time that the person would actually, walk the cars, or, do whatever it is they got to do to prep for that move. It's not a fast operation. So I used to be a conductor for NS, and you would be surprised how long it would take us to spot 4 box cars at an industry. Because you got to pull your train up, you got to tie your brake down, you got to do a C102 brake test, you got to uncouple, I got to catch up on the locomotive, ride up, and if it's on the main line, you got a timer switch that is, or like a timer box on your switch. You got to get permission to go in. You got to throw the switch. You got to unlock the timer box, throw the switch on the timer box. The timer box is anywhere from 3 minutes to 8 minutes, depending on location on the main line. Then you got to, finish throwing that open, then go get your switch open, then go get your derail off, then come back and then ride the shove in or talk them back. So it's a lot of time consumption going on there that people don't think about. So what I do is, every time I couple up, I wait 1 minute on the clock, 1 full minute on the clock. When I uncouple, I wait 1 full minute on the clock, just to let the conductor catch up, or the fireman or brakeman, whichever you want to call it, depending on your era. Or I'm getting ready to uncouple, I'll wait a minute as well. And this slows stuff down. Now, if you're one of the people who just like to switch really fast, you got to think prototypical and tailor your operational rules on your model railroad to either mimic the prototype or simulate it in some way, shape, or form. When you couple back up to your train, you're not just going to take off. You got to lace the hoses. You got to pump up your air. There's a lot of other things to go, so add a minute there. I have worked a yard job on my model railroad that, without the rules in place, took me 15 minutes. With the rules in place, it took me an hour and 15 minutes. And it made everything, I say, better, more believable, a little bit more realistic, which I guess that's believable. But in my opinion, it was a lot better. And then you also got rules like double checking your switches. You got a SPAF form you can fill out, which is a switch point. It's a CSX form. Switch point, something. I'll remember. But I remember it's called SPAF. And it's just because on NS, we verbally double checked it. I'd say, switch is line for your move. The engineer would ask me to double check the switch. I'd look at the switch, double check the route, give him a good double check on the radio. And usually I said something smart like Yelp or something like that, because, that's just what I did. And, as long as the engineer knew what I was doing, it was okay. As long as we had our communication, it didn't matter what the train master would go back and hear later on. As long as I said the right thing beforehand or something like that. All depended. Dwight would get me every now and then to say something to me, but not too often. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and cut it down there. I told you less than 10 minutes. I got a lot of stuff, a lot of projects I'm working on this week, so the next layout video will probably be more of a project update, and come back here in 3 or 4 days and check that one out. I'm working on some more Alcos, truck works, paint work. I got some V&O locomotives I'm going to start painting this week and decaling, and I'm really looking forward to that. I really love painting and decaling locomotives and cars now, where I used to hate it, but I guess I feel I'm good at it now, whereas before I didn't think I was good at it, and it was trouble. But, I got all my techniques, tactics, and procedures down to pat. That's an Army thing. That's TTP for you. And I really enjoy it now. And especially even working locals and stuff like that. I hated working locals when I was a real conductor, and now that I'm a pretend conductor at home, I can do whatever I want. I enjoy it a lot more. But if you like this video, I ask you to like and subscribe. If you have already done that, go watch another video. I got to get my hours up. I got to get my view hours up. Just put it on play in the background and, go talk to your wife and give her some kisses and something like that. About 20 minutes is the last one. You probably get into some lovins on that one and then still be able to, listen to it in the background. It's kind of boring. Like, subscribe, follow my Instagram. The link is in the my profile. All my photos are on there. I think you'd be impressed with some of the photos. Go check them out. Share the videos and leave comments. I love comments. I've been getting some great comments. There's great ideas out there. And every idea that you present, I mean, even if it's something like, hey, I think you're wrong about this, that's cool. I'm learning something, and somebody else probably going to read something and learn it too. So like, subscribe, share, comment. Come back in a couple of days and see what I do next. Thank you.